the person in my life that I'm spending the most time with doesn't love and support the people who are closest to me from a social perspective, that's a huge problem for me.
I need people to land on where they are about their values, but when it comes to social issues, I really don't have any leeway.
If you're divorced, you got kids, you got to communicate. You should be able to at least communicate as human beings.
If you want to begin married and that person doesn't, that never will work.
Is it a red flag if someone asks your zodiac sign on a first date?
I think it is actually a super green flag because I think it's something that you're getting to know a person on a first date. And I personally feel that astrology can really help you learn a lot about a person, or at least start conversations that help you learn more about a person.
I think it's an interesting conversation starter. I think a lot of people like astrology. I don't think it's a deal breaker though.
Is it a red flag if someone has different religious views? Okay.
I don't think it's, I think it's a green flag. I mean, now I feel that you can honor and respect each other's religious preferences, but if that individual is trying to place them on you, then that's a different story. But we all come from different backgrounds, so I don't think that's a red flag. I think it's a green flag.
Yeah, I think, like Chris said, I think it depends on the situation. I don't think it's necessarily a deterrent, but it's sticky if it's pushed on you or it's like a deal breaker for them, something they require from you.
Is it a red flag if someone doesn't want marriage?
Yeah. So I think it is if you want marriage, right? So if you want to begin married and that person doesn't, that never will work. But I mean, obviously, if both of you decide that marriage or the way of marriage is not right for you. But for me personally, I'd say it probably is more of a red flag, especially if that was something I wanted. Yeah.
It's not a deterrent for me if I were dating. Again, I'm married, but I love knowing that that person doesn't want to get married up front, knowing that is valuable information, and I can make a quality decision if I want to, however I want to categorize it. Do I want this to be just a casual relationship? If I want to take it further, they've said what they needed from the relationship.
Is it a red flag if a person has over 10K followers?
You can see I'm really close to the red line. It's not that it's a red flag necessarily that I might pay attention to. It's just a spot that I may want to consider, meaning that they spend time and effort and energy on getting followers. And is that unhealthy for them? And will it impact our relationship? So it's just something I want to know.
People have a life before we meet them. Some people have to be public facing. We live in a world where your Instagram account also serves as a website. So I don't necessarily think that that is a red flag. That's how I look at it.
Is it a red flag if someone has opposing political views?
Absolutely. There are some people that are centrist, but I need people to land on where they are about their values and what they believe in. And we could talk about economics, but when it comes to social issues, I really don't have any leeway for us being diametrically opposed.
Yeah, I'm with Rachel 1 on that. The person in my life that I'm spending the most time with doesn't love and support the people who are closest to me from a social perspective. That's a huge problem for me.
Is it a red flag if your partner is still friends with their ex?
I'm in between because, look, people, if you're divorced, you got kids, you got to communicate. Like, I feel that you should be able to be in friendship and at least communicate as human beings, but you shouldn't be best friends. Now, I'm not talking about like best friends and stuff like that. So that's why I'm like in between. I feel like it can go either way, but that also just, it needs to be a conversation.
Yeah, so the communication part for those purposes makes sense. But for me personally, I feel that you've learned your lessons. That's why they're your ex. And I think it causes more harm than good to have someone who is romantically or even sexually involved with you to be in your life still when you're trying to build with someone else.
It's not a deal breaker. I think it would depend on my level of comfortability around those two together, and I'd have to get a feel for that. Yeah, it would come down to discernment.
That's a tough question. I think for me, just because of my personality, I try to remain cordial with as many people as I can. If it was an amicable breakup or something where you both decided to go your separate ways collectively, I think it's not the end of the world to stay friends, or at least, be kind to each other in passing. But also I understand, starting something with somebody new or wanting to sort of not have that bridge still. So it's kind of in between.